Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Beartastic. Hey, KB3D. Hey, Mitchell. Hey, Don't Knock It. Hey, Eddie. Thanks for being here. Hey, Andres, Steve, and Jaeger, and James. Hey, Nathan. How is everyone doing? It is funny because Charlie is totally prepared to get petted before every stream, and it only happens on stream days. Well, he wants petted all the time, but he actually has gotten to the point where he's ready for stream days. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Golden Jaguar. A little bit in my throat. Hi, Sean. Hi, Beanstalk. How is everyone doing? Hey, Mikiel from the Netherlands. Hey, Scott. Hey, Edge of 3D. And Buddha and Ken. Joseph. All the people. How are you doing, Charlie? So we are going to continue the Tridex build today. So we will be keeping to a 3-hour stream today, though. Nero is going to stream right after this. So that's good because I could use a little extra time preparing for my upcoming trip. So is there anybody else in stream who goes to the SEMA show? I'm going to the SEMA show this year. And I've been going for most of the last 22 years. Most years. Hi, Ray. Hey, Kalish. I'm doing well today. It is getting to that time of year I love because the temperature. I don't have to run my fan, don't have to run a heater. It's comfortable. I too have an orange tabby named Charlie. He's an orange sandy color. Awesome option. Hi, Ulrich. Does Charlie have a rider for stream days? A rider. I'd like to go to SEMA, but it didn't work out this year. I'll be there Tuesday through Saturday. Oh, awesome. That's cool, Mike. I'll be there. I'm flying in Tuesday night. So I'll be at the show Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then flying back Friday night. Domenico, yes, that's the automotive modding show. The Specialty Equipment Marketers Association or something. Hey, Gary from Florida. Hey, Florin, thanks for becoming a member. Also, Scott at Edge of 3D, I saw that notice come up too. Thank you. Hey, Ronald. SEMA equals expensive toys, yes, but it ends up being just a fun, me and a few friends, it varies the number of friends that go every year, but we usually make it a guy's trip and just kind of hang out. So, interestingly, the last SEMA show I went to was 2019. And that was right after, like less than a month after I discovered Voron. And it turned out that year there were 3 of us that were going, me and 2 friends. And at literally the morning of and the day before, both other friends had to cancel for very good reasons. And I ended up going on the trip alone, and it was a blast. I had a good time, not having to worry about waiting for anyone else, doing my own thing. But I ended up spending the evenings in my hotel ordering all the parts for my first Voron. So that's my Voron and SEMA connection, personal Voron and SEMA connection story. Hey, Bill Brothers. Just finished watching Throttle's build of the Fast and Furious Supra. Cool. Hey, Squirrel Brain. Hey, Ed. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think there's 6 of us going this year. So, hey, Mr. Bear, thank you. Set of requests and demands, actors and performers. Oh, got it. Thanks, Bear. Better than spending your nights gambling or money. Oh yeah, I don't gamble at all anyway. So SEMA is about spending time with friends, seeing the car stuff, and food. So we try to go to somewhere yummy every day. So usually it ends up at Hash House A Go-Go for breakfast, but then dinner and ends up wherever, whether Gordon Ramsay's or Gallagher's, a few places like that. So, hey Chris. Okay, let's get started. So the thumbnail of this video is all stealth burner because there's two of them and we got to assemble. But I think I'm gonna start with the gantry. We're going to, Eddie put together some quick order of operations instructions this morning. So we're gonna follow that. We're gonna get the gantry installed, and then we'll get into stealth burner building. There's nothing super different about the stealth burners themselves. There's one part change. But other than that, it's just standard installs. And then, like I said, we have a 3-hour stream today. So we'll be ending at 1 p.m. my time. Hi, David Rauch. Thanks. Hey, Thomas. The double burners. There we go. Does a Gordon Ramsay burger verbally abuse you? Let me let Charlie out for the first time. Okay, so let's go to the instructions. And did you put them? I think, let me see what's here. I want gantry. Is it in a documentation? 1 assembly instructions. That's what I want. So. This will be a short one for me, but that's okay. I can use the extra time. I spent a ton of time yesterday cleaning up. It's way nicer in here. I can walk around without stepping on things. But I did miss something up here now that I remember. Gary, thank you for gifting a membership. And PF Dennis, thanks for gifting the memberships. And David, thanks for becoming a member. Hey, NH3D. Okay, so we have the assembly guide for the Trident gantry. And the basic assembly is follow the Trident manual except in all these areas that are basically all the gantry. And instead go down here. So part of this build, I didn't do the Y end stops. I'm going to kind of get things together and then figure out where I want to put like connectors and wire routing. So this is kind of a test assemble basically, and then figure out where things go. So, oh, thank you, DJ Natty. Thank you, Derek. Derek, I think, mentioned that he couldn't be here and did a super chat. So if you're watching this, thank you. I appreciate that. And thanks, DJ, for the reminder. Okay, so we have drive modules. We assembled the drive modules, but we didn't put them into the printer. Now I need to do some work on the drive modules. I need to align those pulleys now. And I need to do it in the current iteration. I need to do it out of the printer. So why don't we start on that? So maybe Charlie's meowing. I don't know if he wants in or if he just wants attention out there. So hold on just a second. What do you want? Do you want in? Let's find out. We'll know what he wanted if he immediately wants back out. Let's try this view and go in. So, in the current iteration, which I think is going to change, there isn't a good way to get to the grub screws for this stepper. So I'm going to line it up by eyeballing through this hole here and line up the pulley with this bearing stack. And that will mean taking the stepper out, making an adjustment, putting it back in, and adjusting it. I think that as long as it's lined up with this bearing stack right here, we'll be good. And I'll do that for both steppers. So grab the tools and get it going. Hey, BBs. Charlie, you're hanging out in the wrong spot. You need to come down here and lay next to the camera. Everything's sounding good. We got music. My audio good. Oh, oh crap. Once again, I forgot to turn all the lights on. Give me a second. Okay. Engage super Yuri mode. There we go. I did that last time too, or the time before that. Use a scrap piece of belt, but you can't get to the grub screws. So that's the problem. You have to pull you can't get anywhere to actually adjust a grub screw. So what I need to do is eyeball how much I need to change it. I don't think it'll be a big deal, but, so I'm gonna eyeball this, and I need to go down on the pulley just a little bit, probably, yeah, just a little bit. So Revo and Bomb, but not on the toolhead STL folders. Are those coming in the future? I will be installing Revo Boron in this build, and I already have I modified the tool heads to do that. So I'm gonna loosen these and move this down some estimated amount. And just snug them down, and then I'm just gonna hold it. I'm gonna move it down just a little more. Right there, and try that. Just hold it in place. Just want that to be centered. I'm gonna go just a tiny bit more. Well, this one gets aligned with the bottom idler. So the belt path goes between this and these two idlers. So I am going to call that good. So now I'm going to go in here and torque these. A jig is a good idea, but I think there's probably going to be a tweak to the part to give some access, both to help with this and to help with belt routing. Although I don't imagine belt routing is going to be terrible. Hey, Scamander 3D, welcome. Hey, Christian. Okay, and then on the other one, I think the pulley just needs to be flush with the printed part, and it is. So we're gonna go with that and then adjust later if needed, but let me just make sure these are torqued. There we go. Now we'll do the same over here, except for this time we're aligning with these two pulleys. Hey, Killer Prince. Hey, Ludwig. What is Charlie doing? Why don't you come down here, Charlie? Come down here. There you go, right here, right there. Then I can do that. There you go, right there. Yes. Okay, this needs to go up a little bit. Hey, Sebastian. Is he outsmarting the Charlie cam again? Yeah, he is. He's not in view now. Hey, hobbyist. I was just thinking about how to have two spools and be a true direct drive. What came up with works great. Good. Okay. Hey, Carlos. Let's go up just a bit. So I'll loosen this one. right there. Go up a bit more. Be pretty much flush with that top of the output shaft. Just a little more. That is right there, so we are good. Tighten that one. Am I gonna use fly with, yes, obvious nuts. I'm gonna be using the, to satisfy my, I don't know what you'd call it, OCD or desire for things to match. I ended up buying, so Mello sent me the Stealth Burner SB 2040 can tool head boards. But then I turned around and ordered from them on their AliExpress store. There's 8-driver controller board and the U2C. That way I get an opportunity to evaluate and check out the full combination of parts from them. So I will be using their UTC and their main controller board. I can share, I mean, obviously I can send over the edits I did to the Revo Voron stuff, Eddie. What screwdriver is that? This is a MIP just driver. I have these from my RC car days. The Mello can adapter is called U2C. Yep. USB to can. Okay, let's see here. I need to shift this pulley down just a hair to be flush with the printed part anyway. There we go. Do you need a UTC with Octopus 1.1? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay. Those are all lined up now and I'm comfortable with putting them, assembling them on the gantry. I thought there was some firmware options that were coming out that allow you to use the built-in CAN port on some of these controllers. So, but a lot of this stuff, remember, it's still kind of in development and bugs are being worked out and things are being refined. It will evolve over time. Okay, these are done. There's nothing to align on the front idlers. I've got a bunch of, last night I went and prepped all the rails. You've seen me do that a bunch of times. So I have all the rails and I selected which ones I wanted to go where and labeled them. So I have a couple of Y rails and all the Z rails. Set those over here. Are you going to use CAN boot on the 2040 boards? Looks like that is now available. I hear it's available, but I hear there's some potential gotchas. So I'll be trying it. I mean, this is a lot of firsts here for me on this build. So that's why it may not end up being a consecutive stream build. I may end up having to work on something and then come back to it. So, hey Makersource, welcome. The current most suggested way in the CAN bus stop Discord thread is to go with U2C, UTOC instead of the SPI CAN hat in bridge mode because of buffers. Yeah, and I'll be using a U2C, TO instead of number 2, I guess. Okay, what do we want to do? Let's go back to the instructions. Hi, Charlie. He's gonna insist on not laying where I want him to lay. Whoa. Nope. There he is. Do you really want over here? I won't make you make that jump. There you go. Follow for the idler assembly. And now after securing the front idlers and drive module. Okay, so let's secure them to the printer. You're gonna get encaged here in a second, Charlie. There you go. Hey, Grant. So there is a slight change. So I have a lot of this, because I reused extrusions from the others, I left the T-nuts in place. So, but I need to rearrange the ones on the bottom side here because these drive modules use one going back and then one going up instead of two going up. Am I going to disassemble the drive modules later to install the YN stops? Yes, I will. Unless I can feed the wire. Oh no, I'll have to get the screws in from the side. I want to see what these look like, and I may do that today even. I want to see what these look like and how much space I have. And actually, I have plenty of space here. My concern is I want to put a connector back here, and it looks like I can tuck a connector right in here, no problem. So just holding it up here. So I'm just gonna, I guess I'll do the YN stops right now. I'll put some in here and then just leave enough wire so I can crimp a connector on and just tuck it into this little pocket right here. I think that's good. I can tuck both connectors, everything in right into this little pocket that's left right here. So that is a good thing. Let's do that. Let's shift gears. Cat hair is super fun to clean out of lubricated parts. Yeah, it's not. There you go. Okay, end stops. I've got two. That was a good point, Eddie. Thank you. Bruno, good evening from Portugal. Good evening. Let's see here. Get me wire. I've probably got enough. Miscellaneous. I'll just use this little bundle of wire right there. Charlie is always on QC duty, even when he's sleeping. Yep, haven't tried installing YN stop wires after the fact, so it'd be good to see how easy or difficult it is. Yeah, so I'm just gonna give me enough wire to stick out here a few inches, and then I'll cut it to where I think and crimp the connector on. I can do that later, but you're right, I need to get the YN stop installed because I can't get to the screws from there. So let's see what I have. Let's use these. Need 4 self tappers. Also, I don't think you'll be able to secure the YN stops physically to the part after you mount them to the, yeah, correct, yep. Waiting on Charlie to decide those end stops don't belong on this bench. He doesn't do that too often. Sometimes he'll get in the mood to knock something off the bench, but it's not often. Okay, let's set this back over here so we have room and get out the soldering supplies. I am Samsa. Good evening from Finland. Welcome. Hobbyist notes. Finished my Trident. Very nice machine. Nice documentation. Awesome. Okay, that and a little bit of heat shrink. If the end stops will remain on the table or not, it's the Emperor's decision. This is true. One way or another, it's his choice. A few little lengths of heat shrink prepped. Well, he just swiped his tail and knocked that one away. Okay, you don't want it there? You know, you're in the way. You are in the way. Ew. I was cleaning foam tape off of something, and apparently a blob of it got on my heat set tool here. That would have stank if I had heated it up. Don't need a Charlie cam today, apparently not. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so I have wire. I need to go from there down there. Does that actually, can I get that in there? That is a tight fit, but we can do it. Where's my tweezers? These will work. Let's see. We're gonna go in here. And through here. And then just out about yay far is plenty. So if I cut those, just cut 4 wires about there, and that'll be fine. Florin, thanks for gifting the memberships. Charlie's never in the way, nor is he out of the way. It's precisely where he needs to be. Exactly. So I've been listening. I read the books. I read the physical books and the Lord of the Rings. And I've been looking for something to listen to on like plane trips and stuff. So I just bought the audio books. I've been listening to those, the ones narrated by Andy Serkis. And so that's a timely quote there. And I was just watching while I was cleaning up and prepping yesterday. I was rewatching the Fellowship of the Rings, and then I started on the Two Towers last night. So it's interesting reading or listening to the books and realizing you don't get a sense of time passing in the movie. Like they're at some locations for like months where you would think they were just there for a couple of days or whatever in the movie. Let's see, Charlie, are you sitting? You are right on my mouse. So, okay, let's put that over there. So I have 4 wires, and we're gonna strip one end of them. This ought to be fairly quick. There needs to be a world where Stephen Colbert does the audiobook of Lord of the Rings. I'm very much enjoying Andy Serkis doing it, though. I'm sure there are others that would do a good job, but okay, let's zoom this guy in more. I'm just gonna grab these here and heat up the iron. What is this? It is a 350. Can I make it a Trident without modifying the extrusions? I don't mind losing some print space. Absolutely. If you don't mind losing some print space, a 350, starting with a 350 isn't bad. You'll end up with about 210, 220 in X, but you'll have your full 350 in Y. I think. Is that right, Eddie? You get the full size in Y? Now I want to watch the Lord of the Rings again, or maybe read the book again. There you go. I don't know if it can get any nerdier than Serkis actually singing the Tom Bombadil part. I actually love listening to him for that, because when you read the books, I don't know about you, but when they get to a song, I kind of skim past it and move on, because a lot of the songs in there, I don't know. It was hard to read. Gilbert Gottfried is my audiobook narrator of choice. There we go. Okay, so we are preheated, and Charlie is, did we get a view there? Not really, but he is very content to just sit right in my way. So why don't we do this? Transplant you right there. Oops. On the topic of audiobooks, enjoying the Ian Books Culture series, okay. Yeah, Andy seeing the Tom Bombadil stuff was a treat. Hi, Charlie. Oh, you didn't see that. He just went right underneath my chin. So the outer two pins are the normally closed. Oh, bye, Charlie. Enough solder there. There we go. I don't know if the wipers will clear the bed if it's a 350. I'm not sure. Eddie might know. Okay, one partially done. We'll just do the soldering here real quick. I'm not familiar with this IDEX thing. I see it's a dual head. It prints two things at once. So right now, I don't think Clipper supports the mirror mode or duplication mode. This is more for true multi-material, two material, two color, two material. So great for, say, ABS with hip supports, or doing little accent colors in your parts. Okay, so those are done. So now let me throw some heat shrink on here, and then we'll try to route the wires. Heat shrink isn't absolutely necessary here. It just cleans it up. So one. Might need a special clipper branch to get more IDEX modes. So 2 of these. And I'm just gonna grab my heat gun over here. Oh. Here, you get half a Charlie butt. Oh, all the Charlie butt now. Okay, so these are done there. Zero mode to print larger objects by putting some filament in both print heads, and they each do what they can reach. Oh, that'd be interesting. I don't think so, though. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we have part here, and we are going to coax these wires the other way. So lever pointing down, it looks like. His hair has grown back completely now. Yeah, completely. I can't even tell anymore. Okay, so let's see if we can just get that to go through there without taking the stepper out. I can take the stepper out. It's not a big deal. I think I'm just going to take the stepper out instead of fighting with it. There we go. Stepper out. Now we'll go in. And that goes in there like that. And a couple of, another one of my MIP drivers with a 1.5 millimeter. My print settings or those holes for the M2s could be a little tighter because the bottom one's stripped almost immediately, but it'll be fine for now. So I thought you have actively avoided models with supports because they're a pain. Does hips and ABS make using supports easier? Well, there's certain use cases where it's very hard to get around it. You're absolutely right. I despise supports, but if you have the ability to do a zero clearance support, it can open up some things. Making sure these wires don't get pinched by the stepper. There we go. Now they're going through that channel. Mirror clone mode would require hardware tramming, leveling the tool heads pretty precisely. Yes. Got the 2.4 R2 build last weekend, started Friday morning at 8 a.m. and finished the build Saturday at 4. Oh, wow. That's a lot of building. Good job, projects. Projects in Dad's garage. Good job. Friday at 8 a.m. and Sunday at 4, or Saturday at 4 p.m. Took till Sunday morning to get all the software stuff sorted. 16 hours no sleep. Wow. Okay, so then those, and I'm just gonna leave those like that. Now they're in here. Now we don't have to worry about it. This fastener here stripped a little bit, but there's enough, it's tight enough in there. It'll be fine. Like I said, I don't know if that's my print settings or if it could use a little tighter hole there. Yeah, the print orientation I've noticed makes a big difference in those, Eddie. This orientation seems to I mean, when it's a vertical hole, it closes up more. Okay, same deal. I need to coax these wires in the other direction. I hear you can do, talking about hips and ABS, you can do like PETG and PLA, and those don't like to stick to each other, so it works pretty well for some, using PET either for the other supports. Keith, yep. These are NEMA 14s though, so they don't take up as much space as 4 NEMA 17s would, at least. Okay, I'm just gonna go until they touch. Try not to let these strip. Just touching. Because there's no real force to actuate these switches, so just touching is fine. And then once again, try to there we go. That's nice. Use PLA says support for TPU. I thought PLA and TPU would bond. I don't know. So this needs an extra X motor, right? Well, it's individual Y motors. Well, yeah, basically. There's 4 steppers in the gantry. It's, what did you say? It was Core XX is how you refer to it? Just rewatched the Stealth Burner video trying to sort out what I need for Clockwork 2. I bought the LDO Galileo kit thinking it was CW2, but oh, Galileo is a good extruder still, but it's not CW2. You can use the stepper from the Galileo kit though. Which Stealth Burner video did you watch? Projects in the Garage? The one I did back in December? There's an updated, the beginning of one of the Ender to switch wire conversions. One of those videos has the most up-to-date assembly instructions for the Stealth Burner from me. Hey, Adrian. Okay, I can get rid of this stuff. Charlie is still there being nice and good. I think I'm gonna need the soldering for a while. Oh, someone said something, any support for this on V2.4? Not yet. I don't know if it's reasonable or not. I haven't thought about it that much. Hey, Gerard. Okay, so now we have Y end stops, and now we can get back to putting these in the frame. So, back to the frame. Stepper from the LDO Galileo kit is the one that is most recommended for the CW2, the 20 millimeter one, yep. Okay, underneath here are a couple of extra, well, there's one, I need to move one of the T-nuts. So let's see if, oh, yep, there it goes. And then where is this gonna go on the back? It can go like that. There we go. And Charlie is in the way, but I think we can probably do like that. So I just put a T-nut right here and moved it basically from here to here. Hey, Sanity. Sanity got caught by the time change. That's okay. Everybody in the US will get caught by the time change, what, in 2 weeks? Next week? Next week. I should really confuse people and take the opportunity to start my streams at 9 o'clock my time. That would really get everyone. Okay, and oh shoot, I lost my. That's interesting. There's that, and I think I need to flip this one around. I'm just, because the hole in these are off center, I'm just flipping it around where I think I'm gonna get the most clearance. Okay, let's see if that works. So 16 millimeter there. And Eddie, from what I read, did a lot of work on modeling these holes because there's not a lot of clearance here, so they can go in at an angle and then drop into the right location. So, because just the clearance here is a little tight, but that worked well. That was no drama. That's pulled all the way up against the back by that screw. Just need 2 3x10s on top. Just make sure the T-nuts are lined up. And I've got my wrong glasses on, so I'm gonna have to catch up on chat here in a second. Okay. Nice to meet you too. Our kids woke up at 5 this morning. Ouch. I really like your live stream. Wish I had a garage like you. My Veron 2.4 is now for 2 months up and running. Awesome. And thank you. Any plans to do a build with the burnt orange Galaxy ABS from Polymaker that was shown off at ERF? Yes, I am. I am planning on doing a build with that. If it arrives in time. If it arrives in time. But the plan is to get some of that. I talked to Nick at ERF, and the plan is to get some of that Galaxy filament. So a ball hex is recommended. Yes, I like these. I just got this off of Amazon. It's just the Wera, but it's got a nice, and it's held up. I've been using it for the better part of a year now. But the Wera 3mm with a ball end, and then I have the straight end version as well, for when I want to put a little extra torque on something. We'll see how documentation goes and feedback from Steve's stream. Yeah. Okay, those are on, so let's go to the other side. And we'll do the same thing, except for now on a Trident, on the bottom of this side, there's an M3 T-nut and an M5. I need to get rid of that M3 one. There we go. And then I'm gonna turn this other one like I did the other. There we go. Turn it around. Oops. Ooh, almost got it. Is it gone? Nope, I found it. I guess if I had experience, serious ringing issue after adding additional print head for IDEX. I'll let Eddie answer that. Yep, there we go. So if Steve makes you buy again. Maybe. Hey, I don't make anybody do anything. Oh. There we go. Just a Wera. They're pretty nice. Yeah, I like them. Hey, Colin. Yes, ringing is worthless IDEX and input shaper doesn't work in mainline clipper yet due to a bug. You can switch to the pull request build with fix though. Okay, so the two on top are good. Oh, we're not gonna need this M3 T-nut up here anymore. That was for the cable chains. We're not using cable chains, so I'll get rid of that. Did you see Mirage C's video about extruder misalignment causing Z artifacts? I'm debating Galileo versus LGX for my first Voron build and don't know if a printed extruder's solid enough. I did see that, and it's a very good video. I'm not sure 100% on what to do in our ecosystem. And I want to think about the rest of the video a little more before I go too much on the conclusion of it being the idler. And if that changes, wouldn't it only move to one side and kind of press to that side? And what he's saying is there's a pulsating. Okay, let's see. Those are in the right spot. That one's in the right spot. That one needs to go up. There we go. Did first prints with Polyterra PLA today and I like it. I started a print with Polyterra PLA yesterday actually. And it appeared to be going really well, but then I realized I wanted to do a different color. So I stopped it and changed it. Would you turn down a sponsorship from Knipex? Absolutely not. Especially considering it's not truly, I mean, it's not directly 3D printing related. So those are easy sponsorships to go with. I gotta figure out where is this one. I'm already on my third Voron, awesome. Now I want the fourth to be an IDEX. My hands are itching on buying the stuff for the Tridex, but I don't really want to be off something major and changes, yeah. Okay, this one, I gotta figure out where that is because it's not lined up. There we go. Now it'll. Switching Trident to LGX light since I misordered and now I have 3 when I thought I had lights and regulars. I want to try an LGX light. I have one. I was going to put one in one of my V2s, but we'll see. And 2 more. Steve, question for you. The panel you signed for me at IRF, it is supposed to be for a Trident LDO kit, but it isn't the right size for the 300 kit. Is that the same size? No, it's not the same size as a 300 2.4. And if it's an LDO 300, then it needs to be 50 millimeters taller because they made theirs 300 cubed. Okay. Sanity, thanks for the gifted memberships. Just started using a bit of Polyterra for some Halloween decorations. It's got an interesting feel. Yeah, I have some of the dark navy and the dark red. Running an LGX light on a Mercury 1, amazing little extruder. Yeah. The intent is to put it on my green V2, but I got sidetracked with other projects. Okay. Brendan's building a V2 350 and I can't decide on hot end. He wants easy nozzle swap, but also has a lot of V6 nozzles already. Well, easy nozzle swap is Revo, but Wade, thanks for being a member for 2 months. Should put this crossbar in the back. And is there any reason not to do that? I don't think so. Then I don't have to worry about accidentally tweaking this rear extrusion too. So let's get all the parts together to put this crossbar here. And that's probably gonna mean me digging for some parts. So enjoy your view of Charlie, and I'll make it a little more centered. There we go. All right, so it's too small for the Trident 300 from LDO. It's probably too short. If it wasn't made for an LDO Trident, it's 50 millimeters too short. You might be able to add a panel, a supplemental panel in the bottom. Oh, I prefer to be called an angel for 2 months. Thanks for being an angel for 2 months. Okay, I got stealth burner parts all on deck over here, so I'm gonna move them. Hey, Vincewell. Install the crossbar now. I'll add that in the notes. Okay, I need to find the printed parts for the crossbar. Oh, there's one. Oh, that was quick. Nice. There's two, and then I gotta figure out which one is the crossbar. I think it's this one. Yep. That's it. And where's the old crossbar? Do I have... Oh, I already pulled all the T-nuts out. So let's grab a bunch of T-nuts. All M5s. Oh, is there anywhere I want this to be? I'm gonna put it right like that. So nothing on top. I'm just gonna preload these, since why not? Oh, on the bottom I need, yes, extra one. I'm looking forward to Steve pulling all the belts. Yes. The belts are going to be fun. Did you went through the old printed parts you took off and looked what you had to reprint, and yeah, if yes, what was it? Well, I already reprinted all the Gantry because that all changed. Everything else, I didn't reprint anything. I reprinted the stealth burner stuff. I'm putting fresh stealth burners on, not because I need to, but because I wanted to make sure I had the latest stuff. And these T-nuts are already here. So I think, oh, two more. 1, 2. I want to build the Baylor Trident 250, and I'm torn between an LDO kit and a self-sourcing from Fabrico. Can't go wrong. The software side of things is still fluid or mainsail. Sorry. There's a number of exciting alignment options that may be developed in the future by other people. Yep. This is all pretty new. So let me line these up. Just built the LDO Trident. I liked it, but I added a bunch of mods for my 2.4 experience. Hey, DJ Natty, if John Stern isn't going to be here, if he can't be here, someone else has to take that load, right? The bad jokes load. I'm loosening the screws on the drive modules here to give a little more compliance to pop this rail in. Okay, now there we go. A little more. There. Now it's in there. Hey, Danny. Good morning. I mean, I'm not going to do nearly as well a job as John does, but I'm going to try. And I'm not tightening these, just get all the T-nuts lined up and snug. There we go. Band, what? What's a band hammer for? That's true, John is. I've met John in person. I met him at OC Maker Fair. Okay, now I'm just centering this just by eye, and we are good. Bad jokes and puns. Well, at least you can't ban me, so I'm safe. Where are we at? We're doing good on people. Got over 200 people, but only 61 likes. Okay, that's there. That is, oh, it's not tight, so that's good. That needs to be able to move there. Okay, let's see, where is this one gonna go? Over just a hair. And this one. Oh, that one goes there. There we go. And this one goes here. And that one's already in the right spot. That's in the right spot. And that one can go up just a hair. There we go. Still remember the one time that even John wanted to have me banned for my jokes. John wore a top hat. He was not wearing a hat when I met him. What umbilical tool head do you plan to use for the IDEX? I have not decided on the routing for the umbilical. I have decided on the tool head. I'm gonna use the Mellow SB 2040 Stealth Burner tool head. There, and now I'm not tightening these yet either. Loosen these. John wears a monocle with a GoPro on it. What do we got there? Oh. I haven't looked at the Rat Rig IDEX design. I didn't know Rat Rig made an IDEX. Is it a bed flinger style, or is it a Core XY somewhat style? Okay, so this is loose. So these mounts here allow adjustment to make sure that this center extrusion is exactly on plane with the rear of the printer. So it has some forward and back adjustment. And then I just want to make sure that the everything is square here. And it is square. So I don't have to worry about that adjustment. Yeah, Yep. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm just worrying about forward and back. So here I am going to tighten the top ones to keep that straight up and down. Hey, Lester. Oh, they make a VCore 3 IDEX? Nice. And then I'm going to take this off for a second. I'm just gonna lay it down on my granite plate here. I am going to do this here and make sure I don't have things under the frame. Make sure nothing's under the frame. Everything is flat, and it is, and then I'm just gonna push that down and tighten it. And then we make sure that that rear extrusion is lined up properly. Yeah, everything's good. While we're here, I'm gonna put this rail on, since it's on its back. Hey, Polar Ted. Oops. I suspect most of these are just going to line up. Keep these loose. Yes, I remembered to use this without being reminded. Come on, gotta be proud of me, right? Those B0 display can boards show up yet? I checked the mail yesterday and they weren't there. So, and I don't think they delivered today. I need the Z stepper mounts to set alignment for these. So there we go. So this goes here, and then about a millimeter. So that's correct where it's at. Oh, you can't actually see what I'm doing. Let's do that. Then alignment guides. There we go. And those are nice and tight. And it's not worth doing that. So let's just go here, here, work, spiral out from the center. Okay. And then since I'm on a roll, we'll just flip it this way and do the front ones. Oh, what do we have? Another Z here. Got that one there. And a Z here. And now these got moved around, so let me line them back up. There we go. You're going to run both CAN bus boards on the same bus or use two different bus adapters? On the same bus. The plan is to use them on the same bus. Well, that might be lined up. Okay. There we go. Those are mostly lined up. Okay. There we go. And a bunch of 3x8s. Reusing all my fasteners, but I didn't sort them, so I have to search for them as I find them. When ordering M3 fasteners for projects, where do you buy them from? Bolt Depot or Amazon? Both. It depends on how quickly I need them. And sometimes one or the other doesn't have what I'm looking for, so sometimes it's a combination. Hey, Battalion. You're gonna, oh, I already answered that one. Oh, shoot, what happened? What happened there? That one didn't want to go right, so let's get a better feel for it. What is going on? Oh, that one knocked out of place. There we go. There we go. Okay. Hey, Takuya. There we go. Now back on a roll. Where did you go? There you are. Okay. Hey, the Speedy. Okay, which one is this? This is this one. And I'm just using my ruler here as a spacer for the bottom because I want it to be about a millimeter up. Now, apparently, Eddie, we can't use the rail stop on this anymore. There's not enough room up here. That's okay. That's okay. I wonder what the best way to deal with that is, though. I don't know. It's just enough to where I would be afraid of the I would be afraid of the rail if it ends up going out the top, losing bearings. See here? I don't know if you, no, you can't really see. There we go. There's only that much space here. I don't know what to do about that. No more rail stop. Maybe need a smaller one. I don't think we can fit a T-nut in there, even a hammerhead T-nut. I am unsure the best solution. I'm unsure that it's a problem as well. For now, I'm gonna leave the rubber bumper in the rail. Okay, one more. It's more just there as a precaution, just a safety net, Vinceval. It's gonna go there. This is gonna go right like that. And that goes there, 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 there. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe extend the front idlers out a bit to snug up with the Z-rail. This is a, that surface is on the build surface though. There's no way to do that. Not a big deal right now. I made a rail stop that clamps on the rail. I mean, we can probably just do a compliant, like just a pop-in printed piece, Eddie. Just something that's friction fit in there would be fine. All it is to make sure the rail doesn't come off the end. Hey, James. Kind of like your LED, that same mechanism, that same shape. They can extend by 5 millimeters without being exposed. Let's see what we have here. We have like 5.5 millimeters. I think a little piece that's like your LED diffusers would be absolutely perfect. And super quick print and all that it needs. That one is not lined up. Where are we at? Michael. And one more. There we go. And we're going to set this in here. Can't you? You could split the difference on the bottom, sure. I'm still not 100% comfortable with even 5 millimeter stick out though. It might not be a problem, but. Bruno, I was AFK for a few minutes. What's that screwdriver? This one is the ES15. Hey, Mr. K. There's a combined 7 millimeters of total extra on the top and bottom when accounting for the Z motor mounts. Yep. So we could just spec like 3 millimeters above on the bottom and be just fine. You're right. And you can use the jig, the pulley jig, as your spacer. Okay, the rails are on. Just did that since we were here. Hi Chad, is this a feature printer on the market or only a custom version? Well, everything we do is just a project, and this is Eddie's project, I shouldn't say we, but it's a project until someone decides to take advantage of the open license and make a product out of it. I'm just gonna put the T-nuts in here for the rear stepper. There we go. Okay, where are we at? Are we ready for... Oh, I need to put the Y rails. These actually need to go on now. So let's turn it on its top and put the Y rails on. We got a Y rail and a Y rail. And these need to stay kind of loose, I guess. Is that what you're saying? Or push back against the rear extrusion? It's still fine. There's only a couple of millimeters at the front. Let's go back, because there is some mention of this in the instructions. After securing the front idlers and drive modules, install slide the MGN9 rails backwards until they contact the drive modules. Use the MGN9 3D printed alignment tools to make sure the rail is centered and secure it. So we go to the back. There will be gap on the front idlers. This is allow variation in MGN9 length, as well as make it easier to install, remove the drive modules. And the gap in the front isn't much at all. So let's go back here. What brand of ABS are you using? Looks very sleek. So the gray is KVP Graphite ABS, and the silver is Novamaker Silver I get off of Amazon. Hey Sven. There we go. Push back against the rear. Can tighten completely. Perfect. Grab my alignment tools again. Oh, yeah. I don't know that we're gonna have a misleading thumbnail here. Maybe I'll have to change the thumbnail on the video, because it's all about stealth burner and we might not hit any bit of stealth burner. Just looking, we're halfway through already. I'll take a post-install picture of the gantry and use that. Oh. Nope, that one didn't. Let's see there. There we go. There we go. And then push back. Leave that there. And where'd my other driver go? Here we are. First printer on the Trident's been working on macros before sending it. Awesome. I'm disappointed that your hex tray isn't color coded to this project. Yeah. I should have printed one. I have a great orange filament for it that would have been used too. So the extrusions are the same as Trident. For this build, for the 350 by 250, it's 2 frames put together into one. It's a 350 frame and a 250. But yeah, it's all based on the Trident basic frame setup. The Polymaker ASA orange, I don't have that yet. I don't have it. But I really like, my favorite orange filament right now is only available in PLA, and it is the Jesse Brad orange glitter. That is absolutely my favorite. If I could get that in an ABS, I would love it. ABS or ASA. But that is probably my favorite orange filament. I love the contrast between that green and the orange. Yeah, that's a great green. That's what I did my 3D Sets RC car out of. Could you build a printer from the leftover extrusions? If you had a 250, let me think. If you had a 250 frame and a 350 frame, if you were willing to cut extrusions, you can make a 250 by 350 and a 250 build Trident out of the frame pieces. Sparta has a bright and dark orange. In ABS now, I have their orange glitter. Where is that? I have this stuff. This is Sparta's bright orange. They have another one still in the sparkle. We just surprised how nicely it played with the orange frame. The RC car colors were amazing. Yeah, I love that. Love that green. This is also, this color is what we're talking about. This is a Jesse PLA as well. I was talking to Nick at Polymaker though about a lime, sparkle lime green, but with another metallic that gives it more of a shimmer, like a pearl. Oops, I didn't tighten those yet. Love to find a matte black sparkle. Oh, matte black sparkle. Where are we going? Here we are. Sparta 3D just came out with a dark orange. Oh, okay. I need to go check that out. A dark orange sparkle I'd definitely be interested in. That was pushed to the back. Yep, we are good. Registration green, only green. I like, here, let's see if we can get this on camera. I really want an ABS that looks like that. That's my vintage Trans Am RC car, and that's a key lime metallic green. It doesn't show up on this camera very well. It's much more vibrant in person, but, oops, right here. I'm also jealous of the awesome ASA and ABS filament colors you've got in North America. Yeah. Okay, so those are there and feeling good. So where are we at now? We're an hour and a half in. We have an hour and a half to go. I also like the green you used on the blue LDO V2. That is this stuff. This is KVP Lulzbach green. Now, Sparta has a sparkle green of this. They call it Limebach green. I haven't tried printing with it yet, but I have a spool. I got that blue printer back because it was a friend of mine was borrowing it, and I had planned to do a reprint on it, but it was in such good shape I didn't have to. So I'm using it and it works. Okay, these are there. We were looking at the instructions last. What NEMA 14 motors are you using for the Tridex? These are the latest big boy NEMA 14s from LDO. And I forgot to retighten the stepper mount stuff after I put that crossbar in. So let me go through and do that real quick. Before I forget. Okay. Almost yellow-green, non-something mixed. Yeah. Needed it for being able to prototype injection molded parts. They almost always require supports, and same material supports generally don't look good enough for my standards. Oh, for the support, hip support. Just show off the colors we geographically challenged can't have. Sure. Move vicariously through me. These are, let me see if I can read the model. These are the LDO 35TH52 1504AH. Is that what you said? Yep. Yep, that's what you said. Look at fusion filaments. I have their iron. Some of the fusion filament stuff looks really good. I don't have nearly enough of it. I have their tritium green, I think is the only one I have. Okay. There will be gap, we got that. Trident XY joints must be assembled on the printer in stages. Okay, so let's put the bottom part of the XY joints on. So we're gonna set that right there, and we're gonna tweak that view. I guess that's fine. We'll figure it out. Yeah, just go like this. Hey, Dopey Lee. Starting late, working on trying to shrink my honeydew list some. I need to do that too. Just ordered KVP metallic gold for the red frame. Nice. I need to find printed parts. I need to find the XY joints. I think they might be in this other, or they might be back here. Oh, they're back here. So I've got pieces. There. There. I think this'll be enough for right now. And I've got some of that stress marks on the ABS, so let's get rid of those. Okay. So I was using a heat gun to get rid of the kind of white chalky look on the bottom you sometimes get on the bottom of prints. You can either use a heat gun, or if you have time, you can set them on a hot build plate with that surface down. This is how a U-line heat gun. It is Paladin Tools is the brand, it says. What temp do you have the heat gun for doing this? Max. I don't know, that heat gun I've had for like 20 years, so I don't know if it's fresh and if Max on a new heat gun would melt the part instantly, but the next thing I'm gonna do is take all these top surfaces and just use my flat file here and make sure that we get a good mating surface with the other parts. Any little bits of over extrusion or just filament stick up, that'll take care of just fine. And then you got to be careful on a part like this where it has a modeled in lip for the bearing. You don't want to file that down. So I'm just going to leave that alone. There's another one of those modeled in lip, so I don't have to touch that. Yep. So don't melt it or burn your fingers. Yeah, as it is, I get pretty close to burning my fingers, but not quite there. My 20-year-old heat gun shoots out sparks on high. So a Trident build, red frame, gold primary, dark silver accent. Change the Voron logo on Stealth Burner to an arc reactor, and you have the Iron Man printer. There you go. So this heat gun I have, Paladin Tools, has an off, low, and high. I just go straight to high, and then you turn the back here for high or low, and I just turn it to the highest. It doesn't give a temperature. Let me see. It says 120 to 590 C. I don't think it hits the max anymore, but I haven't melted anything yet that I didn't intend to. I got some of those marks and thought it was contaminated print plate. That's just one of the characteristics of ABS. Okay, so it appears these features here go to the back according to this picture. So we're gonna bolt these bottoms on first. So, watching Steve's Tridex Part 1 motivated me to check out your channel. Awesome. Yes, so there is a link to Eddie's channel in the description. Be sure to check it out. These look like what, 16s? Yep. If you bent normal plastic parts like a remote battery cover, it will show the same stress marks. Yep, because it's made out of ABS. Since I've got a nice light frame here, I'm gonna make this easy on myself. And bolt it from the bottom side here. There we go. And I think I need to grab, because I was running low on those. I think they're 16s, right? Not 20s? Yeah, 16s. Oh, okay. One more. There we go. And then take a length of GT belt and feed it through the back of the front loop and around a GT2 idler, and then feed it through the other opening of the front idler. Gently pull the belt out the back of the front idler. This will pull the GT2 idler into place. And then temporarily insert a bolt to hold the pulley in place. Then we loop it around the back. Okay. Let's get this stuff out of the way. That cat is a remarkably good companion for a cat. Charlie is mostly, I think what someone's about to say, is mostly dog. Charlie is mostly a dog, or at least has the mannerisms. Anybody run 2 different RGB NeoPixel strips from an octopus? And read I might be able to use the BL touch pins. Yeah, I think the BL touch pins will work. Might not, maybe not for power. Make sure you power them appropriately, but for the signal, they will. I hate cats, but I think it would be a friend of a cat like that. Charlie would definitely be your friend. Charlie would definitely be your friend. Okay. We need to figure out what timing belt scrap or whatever I need to grab. I have lots. Oh, that's 9mm. Let's grab this. This might be enough for both Ys. Let's see here. Let's just get an estimate. Here, let's just get an estimate by doing this. Here, 2. Oh yeah, this is plenty for Y. Okay, this is, got to make sure Gates is red, the right side up. Let's see, what is going to be the view here? Can we get here? Go. I think this is going to be better. Oh yeah, right there. So we're going to go through the back here, going to come in here, and then we're going to go grab our idler. And he's probably older than most dogs will get. Charlie is about 15 and a half now. So yeah, he's getting a little elderly. Okay, so we are going to route this around and then grab the pulley afterwards. So this just goes through here and then through here, and then I can throw the pulley on here and pull this. And then that all should go in there like that. And then we can grab a bolt here and maybe a little screwdriver to route, pull this back into. There we go. So now that holds there. And then there's going to be one of these parts. There's 2 of these. They have one for each side, and it has a spot for the belt to lock into. Which one is this. So it should be this one that goes here, I think. So that's gonna go there, and this one's gonna go over here. Let's go here, so you're not looking at the back of my head. I've not seen your original videos and it's making my head hurt trying to imagine the paths. Well, we'll go through it all right now. Oh, that's an old cat. How come he's not all white yet? He has led a indoor only life. So he has led an indoor only life. Okay, so this is gonna go like this, which means that goes there, which means we take this other side of the belt and loop it around and make sure we stay straight. And loop it through here. We should just be able to push that through. Yep, just like that. And now we can grab that. And if I kept everything lined up, which it looks like I did, that'll lock in here like that. Now if we go here and here, we can pull that. And now we've got approximately, now this one can go in here. And that goes there, and then this one pulls back. That's like that. And if we get this in here tight, I think is the idea. Should be able to pull that and then get it caught on a couple of teeth and figure out how long we want this to be. So right about there, if anything, it's gonna be long and we can cut it short. So let me see if I can get a little better view here. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me switch glasses. Indoor cats have a significantly longer lifespan. Cats can't remember how much longer, but it's quite a lot. So Charlie, we had his litter mate. We got them both at the same time, and Charlie wants out. We had his litter mate. It was their names were Charlie and Lola. So Lola was a female cat, and we found out after we got them that she was deaf. So that meant that they were indoor only cats from that point on. Eat, litter box, sleep, repeat. Yep. Outdoor cats have to deal with outdoor issues. Yep, dogs, cats, people, other animals. Read through the next few steps and see if everything makes sense. Yeah, let's read through the next few steps. I glanced at these before stream. My cat Sophie is 13 years old. He's quite old for a Balinese cat breed, but still going strong. Awesome. Okay, so around the Y stepper, and then flip the XY joint over so you can see the tooth grooves, and I just flipped it to the side. I can flip it over, and then the idea is the belt should go all the way in here, and then these extra holes here to push it out. Okay, I need to go to my man cave. I'll sync the laptop when I get there. Don't do anything critical in the next 3 minutes. We're gonna go through instructions. Our first cat lived for 18 years and was mostly outdoors. There are definitely those cats that become the boss, right? They become the neighborhood boss. For the free end of the GT2 belt, make sure it's trimmed cleanly at 90-degree angle. Insert it into the part so it overlaps the hole in the path. The hole is placed here so you can push a small screwdriver or Allen key through it to push the belt out of the printed channel. Okay, so the belts go like that. And then with the long end of the G, pull it tight and try to remove any obvious slack. And that's what I've done here that you can see. And then I just have to get in there and cut where I think it needs to be cut. Flip it over and snap it into the XY lower piece. And then make sure the belts are oriented as follows. That's correct. Then manually pull the screw forward and make sure the belt can be tensioned. So right now we're at this point, and let me get a better look here and see where I want to, that's fairly tight. Let's see where I want to cut this. this belt. I think I want to cut it right here. So I'm just going to do it. There we go. So now should be able to push that in. Push that in at least enough so then we can hold this here and we can see if we can tension this. And it only takes like less than 2 millimeters to tension that. So I think I got that right. If you can see how much I'm pulling over here. It's not much to get it tensioned. And the stack up in these front idlers means that you really need to be on for your tensioning. And I think I probably got it right the first try. So I think we're good. What do you think, Eddie? You think I'm good? Charlie cam is Steve's shoe cam now. Oh yeah, you can do that. You coming back, Charlie? So now he's eating. Give him a nudge. There you go. Oh, careful. There you go. Okay. Bruno, you're back. I put the belt on, but you get to see it again. We get to do it on the other side. We are going to take this belt out now and using the handy dandy holes in the, where is that hole? We got this one right here. Push that out and this one out. There we go. Now we gotta cut, now we gotta pull this all the way out and cut a belt to the exact same length. The belt, I think that was an angle. Same belt tool, tooth length, yep. So we'll just grab our belt here and mesh the teeth. Make sure we stayed meshed the whole way. Yep, and then cut this one to the same length. So once again, making sure we've got printed side up, although it doesn't matter because it's going to get clamped. That's the only bit that has the print. Pull this out. Take this through here, and then grab, and then go back through this spot in the front. Right there, and we can put the pulley in. There we go. Wanted to say thank you for not only the great boron work, but also the technical videos on your channel. Yeah. Thanks, Eddie. Just have to double check which one was tooth first, tooth second, 5 times before cutting. Yes, agreed. Then we're gonna go around the back, the pulley again. There we go. Now we can take our part here and insert this one all the way. And now I'll actually take the time to press it completely in with a little flathead screwdriver. This side gets the same treatment. See a little better there. push it in with this flathead screwdriver all the way, seat it completely in the retainer. That can go on there, and then we can put this temporary bolt back into place. We still don't want to put we still don't want to put the accent, the actual tensioner on, because apparently it gets in the way of the, oh, we can go down here. We can, from the bottom, we can align this a lot easier than me trying to pry on the wrong spot. I forgot about that. There we go. So now, just like 2 millimeters to tension, and we're good. Maybe less than that. I'm pretty happy with how the belt attachment ended up working. It's a bit fiddly, but it's secure. Oh yeah, this is plenty secure. Especially when all this is bolted together. Those plastic parts aren't gonna flex. This is good. We'll put the accent, the actual tensioner piece on here after we get the X belt ran. But now we are going to, go and do this side. And which way is up? So this is going this way, so here. There and there. And then we need an idler. And that comes there. That goes like that. Put the belt in. I'm just going to push it all the way in. I think fiddly is okay when the compromise secure and reliable. The setup also uniquely allows you to visually see if it's all good. Yeah. And through the back side of here, and through now the printed part here the printed part here makes it to where you can just push that belt through and it'll follow along the curve of the print. So it's not very fiddly at all on that part of it. There we go. And now we're gonna put this in. Put this in all the way right there. And then I'm just gonna take my flathead screwdriver again and seat that all the way. That printed, your tolerances, your dimension there on that is pretty spot on, at least for the way my part's printed. It's tight, but not too hard to put in. It's gonna go there, and then one more bolt here, and line it up on the bottom. There we go. Y belts are done. Let's confirm. Yeah, that's about the same amount of movement to tension. Awesome. I think fiddly, yep, what he said, compared to the V0, I wouldn't really call it fiddly. Speaking of V0s, I realize I've done a single V0 related stream. And that was almost a year ago. It was November 10th. I found that interesting. I haven't done any other V0 content. Okay. I'll know when those tension, whether I need to adjust the pulleys, but I think they're probably pretty good. We get a whole V0 stream series when V0.2 update is coming out, right? Well, for sure. My plan, there's other things going, but at some point, I'm gonna probably do an update a current V0 to 0.2, and I still have my V0.0. So, November 10th for a V0.2 build would be neat then. I won't be anywhere close to ready to move on from this by then. There is some V0 content coming up though. There is some V0 content. Okay, so I'm hitting the bumpers on the rails, is why I'm not getting full travel there. Okay, X-axis. Install the X-axis MG intros onto the extrusion. Install T-nuts as needed. Okay, so let's build our X-axis. I think we can just move this off to the side maybe. Grab our dual carriage MGN 12. Time for a Steve Builds project schedule. Well, there's a schedule in my mind. I'm just gonna move this off to the side. There we go. And actually, since we have so much trouble white balance there, does this help? Oh yeah, that helped. Okay. You know, for those who hate themselves, tempted with another, I have 3 V0s right now. I got a piece there. I need the extrusion. X extrusion is this guy. And I need the M3. And 3 T-nuts. So I'm gonna go 1. Tridex. At some point, I wouldn't be opposed to checking out some of the V0, the extreme V0 mods. Just not there yet. Plenty on my plate. Okay, I'm gonna go 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, there. And then from this side, I think I'm gonna go there, 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 and there. That'll be enough. So 8 of these. Yes, I swapped the direction of the T-nuts halfway through. Make it symmetrical. They seem fun, but wildly impractical mostly. I don't know. I kind of like the salad fork and the, I like having the Z probe. It's kind of neat, just to make sure, and the ability to auto tram the bed instead of having to do the screws. I kind of like it. Okay, so that should be approximately center. Symmetrical helps with resonance. We'll call it that. Is that our correct? Oh yeah. That one. What's the other one? There we go. Those are nice and tight. No wiggle. That's good. And some M8s, M3x8s. Seven, 8. How about a double gantry switch wire? Kinematics is called Hybrid Core XZ. Double gantry switch wire. You know, I had one of the crazy build projects I had in my mind I was going to do is I used to have a CR10, and I started some of the CAD work to do an IDEX switch wire built on my CR10, old CR10 parts. That didn't go anywhere. I don't know if it's ever going to go anywhere. That's a lot of project. The V0 seems perfect for doing fast prints when prototyping something. I gotta say, my V0.2 has been my go-to printer for quick parts. I printed the stealth burner. I printed these on it and this is silver, so forgive the camera and lighting things, but I love the Hilbert curve, and this is on the Fabrico, the P series, the matte surface. Worked out great. But this was done at 12,000 excels on the V0.2 with 200 millimeters infill and 160 on perimeters, but then down to 80 for the external perimeters. Who was that? Where we go? Patrick, thanks for gifting the memberships. So the gold printer that I took to Earth is what that was printed on. And it has been awesome. It has been my go-to for quick prints. Convert your CR10 to a switch wire and just slap another gantry on the back side of it. That would be interesting. Okay, these are on here, and then I'm just gonna center this. I'm guessing this is gonna wanna be at 15 millimeters from this end. So that's there, and yep, 15 millimeters, that is it. Centered. And make sure this is just important for this to be centered. So there and there. No offense to anybody, but I wish gifted memberships went to active chatters first. I have no idea. I'm curious how the whole system works in the first place. I wonder if any of the ungifted stuff comes up and is available to people who are watching after, because I've seen some interesting activity in the memberships that indicates something else is going on. Okay, so that is centered on there, bolted in place. Love my V0. Small enough to be right beside you. Oh, not necessarily active chatters, but I think you have to click on something. It doesn't just happen, right? So there's at least, you have to be engaged to get it. Am I correct there? Hey, Stinger. Where are we at? We got 45 minutes or so to go. Because you don't necessarily have to be chatting to be active. I mean, if you're engaged and watching, that's good. You have to accept, which means you have to be there, you have to be watching, you have to be engaged. Okay, install the X-axis onto the 2020. Install T-nuts as needed, 2 M5s per side and 1 M3 per side on bottom, and screw the X-axis to the partially assembled XY joint using an M3x20 from the bottom. Okay, so let me find an M3x20, a couple of them, and we'll bring I think I gotta go grab those. Two M3 by 20s. There's a setting somewhere too to enable it. Yeah, you have to opt in. You have to have chatted recently to be eligible. I don't know. I was not watching a live stream and I got a gifted membership. Didn't know you were streaming and then I popped in. Interesting. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's go here. We are going to lay this across here, but we're not going to quite do that yet. LDO readable and upside. We need to put M3s on the bottom. So M3s here. And then 2 M5s on each side of the top. Is this a better view? Well, at least for now. Okay, and then these are gonna go here, so I can use these to line up those nuts. All right, like that. Surprised DFH hasn't taken advantage of CAN bus sounding an awful lot like cannabis. Yeah, it's true. If it makes folks that normally don't join, I guess it could make folks more active. I'm here for chat almost as much as for the stream itself. I'm glad, because that's kind of the intent. These should be hangouts. They've become kind of build series and stuff, but really it's all about hanging out while I'm building something. Well, the fact that it does a lot of different, less mainstream builds. Yeah, and I want to increase that too at some point. Like I said last stream, I don't have to, there's nothing that says I have to restrict myself to Voron builds. Okay, oh, you can't really see, let's see. Oop, there we go. Hey, perfect. I'm just gonna line up these before I, there's the bottom. There we go, so that goes like that. Hey, Ricky B. Have you lubed the rail? 69 Pendolo. I did that off camera. You folks have seen me do that before, so I figured it would be acceptable. Just like the stealth burner LED wiring I did last night off camera. There we go. Those two are in, and then those don't quite go to the end, so I'm gonna center this, visually center this rail. What are the improvements for 0.2? For the most part, you'll find out, but mini stealth burner is the big one that's kind of public. And for as far as I can think off the top of my head, almost everything is printed part changes. Okay, so everything moves smooth still. Those bottom screws are on. Hey, Stefan from Slovakia, welcome. Personally, I'm a lurker. I prefer to keep busy on the other things with the stream, and that's perfectly fine. No worries here. I have no problems with lurking. I'd like to learn more about other enthusiast printers that are out there, so yes, please. Yeah. I mean, there's only, I mean, I've kept my year busy with Voron stuff, but, oh, I've got another one of these parts with the with the white chalky look. So we will, let's see if we can capture this live. Watching in my living room, so I can't chat, only in garage. Can I chat? Yep. Needs a few more likes, always. Do you check the wires? Perhaps you cross the wires. Oh, Mr. K, is Mr. K having trouble? Hey, do it. Tim, right? Welcome. Happy birthday. I intended to jump on your stream yesterday, and I was so busy cleaning and prepping that by the time I remembered, it was too late. So I hope you had a good stream. Is it legal to work on my rail core while listening? Absolutely, rail cores are cool. You should show the part where you're only done half so we see the contrast. If I get another one where it's really evident, I will. Does Voron's design team work with any of the other printer designers out there? Not really. Not like directly. Those are gonna go like that. Hey Steve, what was that white stuff you used the heat gun for? So that's just stress marks that is a characteristic of ABS. Those snap on real nice. And I'm gonna have to do some idlers and stuff. I'm just test fitting. What was your favorite extruder design for Stealth Burner? Extruder design? Clockwork 2 is definitely my favorite. Just the whole integrated package is nice. The wiring, all the stuff. That's my preference. Although it doesn't mean that the other ones, LGX, Galileo, I like Galileo too. It'll be neat when that gets integrated a little better. Let's go here. So we have a little over half an hour. So let's see how far we can get. I'm sure you mentioned it, but where did those orange extrusions come from? It's an LDO. So originally I built this as a 250 by 250 Trident a little over a year ago. My first build on stream. At the same time, so Jason sent me because we had just released the Trident, and Jason sent me the frame and a few parts to do a build for as I started my YouTube adventure. At the same time, I also got a 350 frame from him. And shortly after that, Eddie decided to use Trident for the platform for Tridex. And that's when I started planning that I was going to jump on that bandwagon and grab a hold of Eddie's coattails and go for the ride of building this. And now we're finally there. There's Max work on Elsa's chocolate printer, which she was showing on Earth, if that counts. Yeah, that would probably count. Yeah. That's a good thing. Insert an M5 by 40 with washer bearings into the left XY joint. Okay. Let me see where the old XY joints are so I can grab all the bearings and stuff. Where are those? I feel like is that still assembled? Nope, there's one. There's one. And there's the other one. Are we limited to 3 hours? Yes, we are limited to 3 hours today. Nero is going to stream right after I'm done. Hey, Offrey. Any news for Christmas in the Voron world? Not that I know of. Those are pros and cons of Galileo versus Clockwork 2. I noticed there wasn't even an option for Stealth Burner specific Galileo. Not yet. Did we, just checking something here. Has Nero scheduled his stream for, yes, perfect. So he has scheduled, so we'll end, and then his will start in 35 minutes. Okay. I'm gonna start taking this apart, my old XY joints. How do you do that, Christian? Can I do that, or did I have to have set that up ahead of time? Sending viewers to a stream. I've heard about that, but I've not actually done it. Maybe we go here. Push that out. That's why I'm ditching a $70 kit. What is, oh, projects in depth, garage, you spelled it. Okay, so bearings, oh, that's interesting. Oh no, there it is. I was gonna say, I thought I might have been missing a shim. How does that work? Is that something I can do, or do I have to set it up ahead of time to send people to another stream? It's rating on Twitch, right? But I heard the feature was coming to YouTube. I think it's just something Nero did when he was done via the YouTube interface somehow. Didn't know the details, but suddenly I was watching Joel. It was cool. Can set up send during, but not sure how. Okay, well, I'll look at it when it gets closer. When we're chatting at the end here, when we're wrapping down, winding down, I'll check it out. I'm going to order a Revo and an extra stepper and use it with the afterburner, install it on the Ender. Perfect. Okay, so that's one set. These parts can go away. Let's pull this one apart. As long as you're following him, you can send. Okay. Select him. I will try that. Let's see where. On first sight, the Isaac R4 seems to be faulty. What's the R4? Okay, all those can go over here. Don't need that anymore. And that can go over here. Don't need any of these. Google says the receiving streamer needs to give permission via the YouTube Studio. Oh, does it pop up? Do a search, I think it's called YouTube Live Redirector. I don't see anything. Oh well, I'm not gonna worry about it. I imagine that most of you are familiar and know your way over there. So we'll just go with that. Maybe I'll figure it out for next time. That's okay. It's an interesting thing, but it doesn't have to be a thing. Okay. Clean up my stuff here, and then I want to clean up and evaluate these bearings that I got from the old printer. See if I want to replace them or not. Woo. There's rubber bits in here from the belt, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Just clean that stuff out. from the old belt, just residue. And then if yeah, that still runs smooth. Just run a screwdriver up through at an angle and you can get both bearings spinning and evaluate whether they're rough or not. So this is good. I don't see any reason to replace this. And these Gates idlers are not cheap, so reuse what I can. Get the rubber residue off and reuse it. Let's check this one. That's the same way. Bonus, it will withstand outside weather better should you ever need. What do we miss? Hey, Sam, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Be in YouTube Studio settings community. YouTube Studio settings. I'll have to look at that later. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it for this time. It'll take too much. RAID, check manage on left side. And this tab on the lower end, there are more informations about it. I don't see a manage. Oh well. This one does not have as much belt residue. And I gotta let Charlie out. He's doing the backwards order. So he's been sleep, litter, eat. Sleep, litter, eat has been today. How many print hours you got on the donor Trident? I never checked. I can probably plug in the Pi and log in and check. But I'll do that for next stream. Okay. Parts are refreshed and ready to go. So let's go here. That is some color scheme. You like that orange? Where does one mount the alternative Y end stop on the Trident, eliminating the pod? There is a, for the back here on the A drive, there's an optional part that bolts to the bottom for a Y end stop. I think someone makes a alternate A drive that has it built in, but for the spec parts, there's a piece that bolts to the bottom. Nero did a couple of weeks ago and sent us a drill stream. I'll spend a few minutes closer to time. Okay, we are going to build with an M5x40, so we can use one of these and build a bearing stack, and it just bolts down into there. It must go through here into there. Oh no, it goes to the back. Okay. It goes right in there. Oh, okay. Let's go here. So now, right here, we are going to build a bearing stack on here. And then this goes in there, and then we'll need a nut from the bottom. Right, like that. ASA has a tad higher UV resistance, yep. Same as standard bore and XY joint, just the assembly order is different since you're assembling the XY joints on the printer, yeah. Then install the XY joint upper on top, insert the additional M5x40 hex nuts and the GT2 idler. Okay, that is fine. So now we get, this guy is gonna go on top here, and then we have a couple more M5 here and here, and then a couple of hex nuts pushed in from the bottom, and hope to catch that. There we go. And that. And then two 5x10s from the top. we go. Got to catch up. Starsky will come back for the rerun later. Thanks, Bertastic. Thanks for being here. And then one of our idlers and an M5x40 into plastic here. So that goes in there. And that threads in right like that. Sweet. One side's done. Let me tighten these two. There we go. That. Everything moves nice. Okay. The other side. Now, is this one still an M5x40 or is it shorter? I couldn't get the colors I wanted for my V0 and ABS, so I got ASA. ASA is just fine. No problem. Do we have different instructions for the other side? For bolt lengths? On the right XI joint, install the XY joint upper with M5x40. To the lower, install the rest of the M5x40 screws as well. Oh, okay, yep, got it. Got it. So we need this, and we need an M5x40. This front piece, the front hole here. Now we build a bearing stack on this side. And then we make sure, we grab some tweezers here. And there we go. And there, and there. And gotta get the M5 nut up in there enough to catch. There we go. Oh, here comes Charlie. Come on, Charlie. Oh, I hope you didn't hear that. That was loud. That one is not catching. Here, let's use the, see if we can use a, there we go. Is that right? There we go. There, and I know nothing about CAD, trying to learn Fusion 360. Yeah, there's quite a few really good YouTube series on using Fusion 360 out there. Off the top of my head, what is it? Lars Christensen has always been good, but some of his stuff might start to get dated because of the updates to the software. But and the idler. Thinking about converting my 700 by 7 or 700 cube Core XY printer to the Voron Gantry system. Does anyone know of a mod for 3030? There might be stuff out there. That's an awfully big printer. There. Okay, XY joints are done. This still moves smooth. We haven't tightened those Y belts yet, but the gantry moves without feeling like it's binding on the rails, on the carriages. I have no memory of why I got a 3D printer other than it was cool. Well, that's the only reason you need, right? There we go. Oh, let's go here. Let's give you just a little better view there. There we go. Okay, left one is done. Now the belts. In preparation for the X belts, install heat set inserts into the X carriages. Install the tool 0 X end stop. Okay. I am going to move this out of the way for a moment and grab the X carriages. Got one more piece. There we go. So we have more of this. Now these aren't going to be great. Here, we were asking for, come on, focus. There we go. Those are the chalky ABS parts. I'm going to do this one. You'd skip the X carriages if you wanted and just run the belts. There you go. We wanted the comparison before and after. That's pretty much it. I'll do the rest. Does it auto rack? Yes, it does. My son prints mostly trinkets. I like printing printer parts. We've been printing nothing but printers. That's pretty much mostly what I print. Okay, so Eddie was saying we could do just the belts. We have 20 minutes. What do I have to do on here? We have we only have a handful of heat set inserts. So let's do those real quick because it is kind of nice to have these available to help hold the belts in place. So let's do that. There we go. It's Kyle on. It's Kyle here. I picked his favorite color and everything for his modified Acromills insert with heat set holder. Figured he might like that. Okay, let's do real quick. 8 heat sets. Heat sets. 4 down, 4 to go. And one more. That's specific iron tip for heat sets. Yes, it is. So I bought this. I use a Weller WES 51, so I had to find a little brass. They make these brass tips specifically for heat sets. You can get them in sets off of Amazon. The LDO kits come with one, but those don't fit my iron. So there's our 4 pieces. Yeah, Amazon, if you search for heat set insert tool, you'll find them there. So let's bring this back. Let's grab some belts. I have fresh belts. And then let's look at our instructions and try to get a belt ran in the next 15 minutes. So route the initial X belts by inserting the ends of the belts into the opening above the X pulley, fishing through the slots in the back of the drive. Start there, huh? That's different from what I usually do. Similar to standard Core XY. And since the front tensioner Y-axis pieces are not installed, it should be easier to route the X belts through the tensioner body. Okay. And once the belts are routed, temporarily install an X carriage and pull the X-axis flush to the front of the printer. Okay. Any thoughts on gates versus EDPM gates belts? Well, I think the EDPM is just the high temperature, right? So I would imagine it's an additional cost unless you need it. So we're gonna start at the back and I'm gonna make sure my gates wording is upright. And this is going to go on the other side of here. So this will go in here. Kind of bend this to where it goes around the pulley. Let's get some real glasses. Maybe we're better off with this view. Turn the push it a bit in here. Now I push it around and you can kind of get in from the top and coax it where you want it to go. And then from this side, right here. There we go. So now that goes there, right? Am I doing that right? Tolerance stack up is better if one tool head hones directly off the other tool head. Got it. Both tool heads, poor Steve, this is the worst part of the belt routing that will get improved. That's okay. That wasn't bad. That goes that way. I noticed some gunk in a pulley I didn't get out, so there we go. That goes through there. And then we're gonna come around because this is probably the funnest part is the front idler. I imagine it's more fun than that side. So maybe here? Yeah, we're going right here. We're gonna go, we're on the bottom. I can't really see without completely getting in your way, but whew. Oops, I went around. You gotta make sure you don't capture your Y belt there. Oh, this front screw has to come out because it's in line with the pulley, so the tensioner screw has to come out. Let's bend the tip of belt a little bit to hopefully get it to coax into the spot. Yeah, this is, I don't know what, I don't want you to have to look at the back of my head. There we go. One side done. Now we have to bend it back the other way. Try to get it past. What do we have? Tolerance stack up. I had issues initially with the tool heads homing off the outsides of the x-axis. The x offset between the tool heads wasn't consistent enough. There we go. And the thing is, I'm gonna have to do this twice because this is just to get a belt length. So I got one here. And then from the back, we'll grab this and go through here and through here. And hope that I maintained. Yep, everything still lines up. Make sure things are on the belts, on the. So what side is this, Eddie? What side do we have here? So these the X carriages are unique in that one belt passes through and just slides through. The other belt engages for this tool head. So if this is the bottom one, this should go right here, I think. And then the top passes through to the right. So this is the bottom, it engages here. Is that right? I guess I should see if it's in the documentation. Left is tool head 0, but which belt is that? Tensioning and alignment. And that doesn't really follow on this. Oh, here we go. It looks like I had it backwards. So the bottom one passes through. The bottom belt is the right tool head. So let's switch that. Let's grab, yeah, but I had the right parts. I just need to install it over here. The pictures in the documentation were helpful. So we're gonna take this and a M3x8, a couple of those. Here. So now this goes here, and we're gonna pull a bit of pulley, a bit of extra belt. And this goes right there with a little bit of extra belt to work with. And that means that this goes in here. Oh, hi, Charlie. You almost didn't make that jump. trying to get the belt to line up on this other idler. Can't really give you a great view. There we go. Stay there. Stay there. No. There we go. Okay, then that goes there. Now we've got one tool head belted up. So with that, we have one tool head belted up. So we are going to end the build part right there, and I'm gonna cut this out a bit, give myself plenty of extra belt. And now the next time we come on, we will unbelt this and cut one to the same length. And then belt them both back up. So what this does is now this tool head is anchored with the belt on the bottom. The other belt can come through here and move. So then this tool head over here can move independently. You see that? Charlie has to come to QA, yes. He did. He tried to jump up onto a cluttered workspace. So. Yeah. So we didn't even touch stealth burner stuff. So I'm going to change the video thumbnail. But we made a lot of progress actually. The gantry is basically set up. We just need to finish belting the other tool head and then we can move on in the build. Charlie knows it's time. So if I go in here and I go to, can I go, is it here? No, that's not what I want. Manage. And can I don't know what I do. I will try to figure this whole sending someone to another stream out, but I'd rather do a proper outro here, right? So once again, thanks Eddie. Thank you for being here. That's been immensely helpful and just fun to hang out. So thank you for everybody who is here today. Like I said, a little shorter stream today. I try to accommodate. So Nero will be streaming right after this. I can probably, let's see, share, copy. Here, for anybody who doesn't have that, this is the link to Nero's stream. So it is starting in 3 minutes. So we have 3 minutes. We will be back next weekend, continue on this build. So next weekend we'll finish the gantry, finish belting it, and we'll assemble the two stealth burners and then see how much further we can get. Maybe get into some electronics layout. I will have all my panels on Tuesday, so in plenty of time for next week's stream. If you happen to be going to SEMA, feel free to ping me on Discord. You can say hi. SEMA is a huge show, so it'd be very unlikely to randomly run into people. But, so. With that, thanks again, everybody. Thanks for everybody who became a member, donated memberships. So have a good rest of your weekends, and we'll see you next time. And Charlie is probably gonna lay down and fall asleep on my shoulder after this. So you know what I'm doing for a little bit. I'll see you on the Nero stream. Bye. Uh-oh, what happened? I actually don't have an end stream button. don't have an end stream button. I can't end it. I guess I'm just here for the rest of the day. Duplicate stream key? What is going on? Okay, I'll stop it this way. Bye. Member for 4 months, Buddha, thank you. Yep, I'll just stop it.